Welcome, everyone. This video is going to be very enlightening for many of us. This is something where I'm going to kind of run through it real quick. I have a little bit of notes that I'm going to go back to make sure I don't miss anything with you. But I want to talk about the importance of how you can keep your blood clean or detoxified, because everything works from the inside. What we take on the outside, what we breathe in, what we inhale, what we eat, what's in our foods, the pesticides. So let's go over a few important things, and then I'll go into some aspects of specific herbs. We'll go into foods as well as other nutrients, which I think would be very important. But blood is crucial in our body. We know that without it, we just cannot survive. It transports the vital oxygen, nutrients, and hormones throughout our body. At the same time, it's responsible for carrying the waste away from those cells. So it's a constant, ongoing thing that continues every second of our life. Now, when it comes down to our blood, there's nothing more important than water. Water is that vehicle where most of our body is made up of water. 65% of our body potentially is made up of water. But our brain, our organs, our tissues, and that's so important when it comes to our organs like our kidneys. One of the biggest problems that we find as we get older, we find more dehydration in the elderly, which leads to potential dysfunction of the kidneys, even sepsis, and other problems that eventually, unfortunately, get sick. People get sick that they shouldn't because they are dehydrated. Now, the other aspect of water is that you have to look at your environment. The first thing we should do is get up in the morning, drink a nice glass of water. You can put some lemon in there. It's a great detoxifier, which I'll mention. A little apple cider vinegar, a great cleanser. Remember, like when you get your oil changed in your car, what are you doing? You're keeping the oil clean through the engine. The same thing in our body. We have organs like our liver that's filtering toxins, as well as our kidneys is trying to urinate, trying to excrete so we can urinate this out of our body. So we need to help it. And by doing these specific things, I think this will be a positive asset for everyone. Now, the few key organs, our skin, intestines, our spleen, as well as our lymphatic system. So we got a lot of things driving that blood and those toxins out of our body. Now, again, we just cannot do one thing. Okay, I'm not a big believer to say, okay, you take the vitamins, but don't eat correctly. And I'm saying to the people out there is that just don't drink water without exercise. You have to encompass a lot of these things, because exercise will get you to sweat, will help release toxins through the skin. Our skin's our largest organ. And again, you're pumping blood to the muscles, and the muscles have a job too. Remember, the veins in our legs, the muscles, the valves have to contract to push it back up against gravity to get back to our heart. So yeah, our muscles are definitely important. So there are many different foods, and I'll briefly mention a few right now that are really on top of the list. Your garlic and onion, your chamomile teas, one of my favorite cruciferous vegetables, particularly broccoli and cauliflower, extremely good. Your pomegranates. I love beetroot as well as beetroot powder, because beetroot powder will cause nitrates to form within the blood and cause vasodilation of the blood vessels to bring more blood to the cells, and actually will lower your blood pressure as well. And believe it or not, coffee is a detoxifier. That's correct. You wouldn't think it is. Now, turmeric is a great thing because it helps reduce inflammation as well. But when we look at the liver has a big job from working with hormones, working with the filtration and the balancing of glucose and storing glycogen. And it has so many different chemical reactions that take place in the liver. It's beyond what we could imagine. And that's one place where when we're not taking care of ourselves, when we're eating too much refined and processed foods, that excess of sugar can eventually lead to a fatty liver. And what happens is when you start throwing the liver off, we're going to have problems, because that's usually going to increase fat, because we're going to increase insulin. But we are going to increase our bad cholesterol, LDLs, as well as our triglycerides. And our LDLs are important because high LDLs can lead to plaquing in the arteries, and that can lead to other problems that can eventually lead to heart attack or stroke. So those things are really important. Now, talking about the liver, I love milk thistle. Milk thistle, silymarin, known as the same thing, aka, extremely beneficial. If you do the research, milk thistle can really do wonders and help cleansing. Dandelion, extremely powerful. Even chamomile. Those teas are very therapeutic and healing, but with the milk thistle for the liver is slam dunk. I've had some issues like bilirubin in the past, and I went on the milk thistle. I put thousands of people on milk thistle, and they have done remarkable. It's safe, and it's a great, great cleanser, great healer, pretty much for all conditions. And if you do have a liver type of pathology going on, you want to speak to your doctor before you do anything. So many of you may be thinking, how do I know if my blood needs to be cleansed or detox? These common symptoms I'm about to tell you are the most common. And if you're having these, and I'm sure most of us have had it at times of our life, some people have it a lot more than others, but when it comes down to unexplained fatigue, you feel real sluggish, just tired, just always tired. That can be a toxic liver as well as a toxic blood. When I say toxic blood, not sepsis, but changes that are going on in your system that's causing your organs and tissues to work harder. Allergies are very, very common. Low-grade infections, puffy eyes, we blame it from lack of sleep. No, a lot of it's from toxicity, particularly from the colon. Remember, the colon needs those good probiotics, those fermented foods, and we also need those prebiotics. Those prebiotics feed the probiotics, and those prebiotics are our soluble fibers, our pectins. A lot of bloating is a very, very common thing when it comes down to our liver, potentially, not functioning at its ideal perfection, as well as even mental confusion, where it's not like you're going to like, I don't remember everything. It's just you feel giddy. You feel giddy, and it's hard for you to focus. And this is where people start bringing in other conditions like ADH and ADHD. But I just want to keep it real simple with you. I really don't want to tear things apart. But I really want you to start first thing in the morning, nice big glass of water or two, little lemon or a little apple cider vinegar, very, very cleansing, or just plain up warm water, chamomile tea. But you need to hydrate, because when you hydrate first thing in the morning, it's going to kick in your system. It's going to get those enzymes working. It's going to get your colon working. That warm water, even room temperature water, will help increase peristalsis. And so I cannot highly stress that if you are eating lots of refined foods and you notice that you're constipated, not going regular, getting cramps, you need to really switch it up to those fibrous foods. Fiber is so important. Soluble fiber is so important. The soluble fiber is going to latch on to the cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and take it out of the system. It's going to lower your triglycerides. It's going to get your colon working better. It's going to feed those probiotics within your colon as well to try to build that colony. So whenever you're having intestinal issues, you always got to go back to the colon to feed it, to make sure it's getting what it needs. And I cannot highly stress berries. What I love about berries, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, blueberry, is that they have low glycemic indexes, has tons of fiber, and they are something that can do wonders for your body. Blueberries have tremendously high antioxidant properties as well as all the other berries, but berries are a great cleanser. So if you are, want to make smoothies, always put berries in there. Berries can really do wonders for your system. It will really get you going. It will get your intestines moving, and it will really help cleanse you out. Vegetables, as I talked about, it does have a lot of purification of the blood. Your broccoli, cabbages, as well as radishes. I do love green leafy vegetables. You will get your essential minerals and vitamins and nutrients out of that, but you can never go wrong with those vegetables, because that is definitely a lot of good insoluble fiber as well as a soluble fiber. Now, if you never heard of neem, I've been using this for my gums for years. Just Google neem, and basically these have blood purifying properties. This helps lower the toxin levels in our system. It actually is a great, great blood purifier. It has an antifungal, antiviral, and it's a great type of thing that you can gargle with They have them in different formulations. You can Google it or actually go on Amazon and gargle with this neem. This neem actually prevents periodontal disease. It can actually help the gums, help take away pain, take away those toothaches, something I thought I would share with you. Black coffee, as I talked about before, basil leaves, apple cider vinegar are all excellent, as well as ginger. Now, I'm a big ginger guy. Make yourself a little shot of ginger. There's nothing like ginger. It's so healing. It has great anti-inflammatory effects in there. And again, if you are facing issues with sugar problems, you might be insulin resistant or pre-diabetic, get in the habit of start adding more cinnamon, particularly Ceylon cinnamon. That cinnamon will help balance out your glucose, sustain normal glucose levels, and make you more insulin sensitive to help reverse that insulin resistance. And I cannot stress more than anything, out of anything, is get your sleep. That's right. Sleep is so important. Our cells are dying through the day. They need to be replenished, rehealed. Those people who even do intermittent fasting, it may not be complete 16 hours, 16 to 8, but you may diverse it to your own time. But remember, when you get that time in between those meals, your body goes through autophagy. It starts healing and repairing. And that's a real powerful thing for you. So all in all, when you look at your symptoms of tiredness, sluggishness, dermatitis, psoriasis, gastritis, constipation, bloatiness, fogginess in the brain, it all is directly tied in to your diet, towards toxicity within your system, and it's something that can definitely be helped by changing up your diet, doing the right thing. But these are the 5 things when it comes down to your system. 1 is resting your organs through fasting. Intermittent fasting is extremely healthy for you. Sometimes even water fasting, water and lemon. And there's different degrees in how you can go about that, and stimulating your liver to drive out those toxins. And that's why I'm big with the water, apple cider vinegar, as well as the lemon, citric acid. The citric acid is extremely powerful. You can actually use limes. Very, very powerful, help increase peristalsis. Promoting elimination through the intestines, the kidneys, as well as the skin. Sweating, saunas are all good. But again, hydrating is so important. I cannot highly stress it. And the 4th is improving your circulation of your blood, and we get that through exercise. That's going to actually get the pump moving. It's going to get everything driving out and everything cleansed. That's so important. And lastly is refueling your body with those healthy nutrients that were just talked about. So I really hope that this video serves you well, and please share it with your friends and family. We just kind of gathered important things to hopefully wake us up, that if we're not doing these things and we start adding this to our diet or making these little miscellaneous changes that we never really thought existed in ourselves, I really feel that we can make some big changes for our health. Anyways, please share this video with your friends and family. Leave your comments below, please. And most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell.